Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. On today's program, we're going to talk about the offerings from the Suffolk Public Library in the month of February. The theme, Black History Month. And they got a variety of things being offered. We're going to be talking about those events today and how you can take part. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene, joined now by two guests from our Suffolk Public Library to talk about February, which is a very busy month. It's Black History Month, and they have a slew of events to talk about, covering a variety of topics, a lot of fun things mixed in there for really people of all ages. So let's go and jump on in. And join us today, we have Tiffany Duck, who is the manager of library locations, and Corey Bland, who's a library associate. So thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
All right, so February is just around the corner. And I think by the time this show airs, we'll already be into February. But again, let's kick it off. And I think February 9th is really the first date. You have events lined up. And a gentleman who was a Tuskegee Airman, which of course everybody knows probably what the organization and what they did for, as far as to help the American war effort. But let's talk about the gentleman who's coming in and how that program is going to be set up.
Yeah, so Dr. Harry Quinton will be joining us, and how the event will go is he'll play a short video just to give some background about the Tuskegee Airmen and everything, and then he'll actually answer questions and talk about his experience and his life with the Tuskegee Airmen, and afterwards, so guests will be able to take pictures and talk to him one-on-one.
Right.
You know, so it'll be up close and personal.
Now, what is his connection to Suffolk, or is he just sort of in the area that we were able to bring him in to talk about this stuff?
He was in the area, right across the water.
Suffolk native or anything like that.
Yeah,
so.
no, he's right across the water, and he was happy to come on over and join us for that.
Probably an amazing story that he has to tell about his experience there. Now, what is the time and location for that event? And I'll ask ahead of time, and I think I know the answer to the question. I assume there's not going to be any cost with any events we're talking about, right?
Yeah, they're all free. Some of them do require registration in advance.
Good. Okay.
But all of them are free and open to the public, and you don't even need a library card to attend any of them. So.
Very good. But we encourage you to get a library card if you don't already have one. So
That's
get that sales pitch in there.
Good to get it.
Indeed. But again, the date and the location.
Yes, so that one will be February 9th at the Morgan Memorial Library downtown.
Okay.
And it'll be starting at 11 o'clock.
Okay, and when does it run to approximately?
About 12:30.
Okay, very good. But you said there's a video and probably an opening presentation, and then he'll open for questions or whatever like that.
Exactly,
Very nice.
exactly.
Now, have we had him here before in Suffolk? Has he been here before?
Not at the library.
Not at the library.
Not at the
Okay,
library.
very good.
Right.
Again, a great opportunity to tap in there. Now, also on the 9th, Cupcake Wars. Now, you have to explain a little bit about what that means. We throwing cupcakes at each other, and I don't think that's the case. But kind of talk about that particular program.
So they won't be throwing cupcakes at each other. So it's basically more of a competition. We'll be providing pre-baked cupcakes, and they will be decorating the cupcakes. Nice. We've done it a couple times before in the past. This one, the theme is going to be, they're going to be designing cupcakes based on different African figures, African American figures in the past.
Right.
I believe most of them are going to be like athletes and stuff like that. So they'll just be competing to like design the best cupcake on that. So
very good.
It's a lot of fun, and the kids always enjoy that. So.
Now, do they have to bring anything other than their imagination?
No, just their imagination.
Okay.
Cupcakes will be provided. I believe that is registration required for that one.
Gotcha.
So, but,
okay.
Because there's limited supplies, but yeah.
Now, the big question is, can they eat their product after they're done decorating it?
I believe they can.
Okay, okay. Well, you don't want to have the temptation right in front of them the whole time.
Not while they're decorating.
Right, of course.
Once it's finished.
Here's half my project, you know. Not quite. Now, as far as you mentioned the fact of sort of the theme, will there be materials there to help give them some ideas in case they come and they don't really know what direction they want to go?
There will be. So they provide like different decorating materials and stuff, and different reference pictures and stuff. So they'll be provided with stuff in case they're not immediately inspired, then when they get there, they'll like look at stuff and go like, oh, cool, yeah, I can use that. So.
Good. So again, it's a great learning experience as well as having some fun and eating some cupcakes at the end. So.
Totally. So yeah, good chance to hang out with other teens and do a cool activity. So
win-win all around.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well then we're moving to February 12th, and that's Ask Lysandra. So we're getting Black History Month. We're talking about that. So what kind of things can we ask her?
Well, Lysandra is our local history / genealogy librarian.
Yes.
So she will take questions about genealogy and family history. I know it's really big right now. A lot of people are really into, looking into their roots and finding out their family. And for African Americans especially, this will have an African American focus. It's pretty difficult, and sometimes people don't know where to start. There's a lot of information. It takes a lot of time. So she will help folks get started, or maybe if someone has been looking into their history and they're stuck, she can try to help you get you some tips and things to move you forward. Like I said, it's really kind of difficult sometimes for African American families, depending on where you're from. from.
Right.
When slaves kind of change, plantations names might change. So you're looking for several pieces of information to make sure this is the same person. So Sandra will really help guide folks.
Okay.
Like I said, if you're just getting started, or if
Yes.
you've already started, maybe stuck a little bit, help guide folks and try to move them forward and figuring out their family history.
Is it a group event or is it sort of a one-on-one thing? Because I'm not sure, because certainly individual cases will have different circumstances for what they want to know or whatever. So will there be like a group presentation and then breakouts, or how is that kind of structured?
A little bit of both.
Little bit of both,
She'll be kind of open, and also we're kind of flexible at the
Yeah.
Suffolk Public Library, so
Of
it depends on
course,
who
yeah.
comes, who shows
with the
up.
flow, yeah.
Yep. So it'll be a little bit of both, to where she might do a open thing, and then she'll take the one-on-one question, because everybody's situation is a little different.
Now, of course, she is a Suffolk Public Library employee.
Yes,
So
sir.
she kind of offers these services year round. I know you'll have special events that you target to bring people out, but people really almost at any time could contact her or someone with the library to help them with the genealogy search, correct?
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, she does this. She does open sections. You'll see it on our calendar
Correct.
every now and then.
Yes.
But sometimes, as you said, we do have specific ones. Like this
Right.
one is, specifically African American
Yeah.
focused, Black History
course,
facts,
of
that kind of
course.
thing.
Yes.
But she, anytime really, you
Yes.
can reach out to her, and she'll be happy to help you.
And this is just one example of how the Suffolk Public Library and all your staff kind of work together to meet the needs of the community. Again, it doesn't
Absolutely.
have to be a Black History Month to tie into anything, but the fact that y'all are there and looking to provide services year round for when those services are needed, or you find a need in the community, I think that's a great thing that y'all are doing that to kind of reach out to help people. So that's awesome.
Thanks.
Good.
Absolutely.
Very good. So also on the 12th, Investigation Station. Now that's at Morgan Memorial Library. So let's talk about what's going on with that.
So Investigation Station, that's another program that they have been doing before. It's mostly to get kids doing STEM activities, activities related to science, technology, engineering, and math.
Right.
So the theme for this one, it will be related to the book. It is Counting on Catherine. That's related to Katherine Johnson, who helped with the launch of the Apollo 13. So they'll be doing like different activities tying into that. Based on STEM,
Right.
so it should be pretty cool.
What are the age range as far as the kids that could participate in that particular program?
It is
That's K
8
through
to
5.
K through 5. Okay,
yep.
perfect.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
deal. Good deal.
And as you said before,
Yes.
we do have STEM activities at the library quite often,
Yes.
periodically. This one, of course, as he said, is kind of geared towards
Yes.
celebrating one of the African American
Yes.
heroes. But it's a great opportunity for kids to just drop in
Very
and
good.
get your hands on something,
Yes.
making something, and that
Yes.
kind of thing.
Interactive. I think
Right.
that's the big thing we're all trying to reach out these days. Registration needed for this one as well?
Yes.
Okay. And again, the pre-registration, how can people do that? Let's talk about that, because I know it might come up a little bit through our talks today.
So with pre-registration, they can either come into the library and ask a librarian, or they can go online, go to our website. On the calendar, if you click on the event, usually at the bottom of the page, it tells you like, well, there's 5 seats still left,
Yes.
or there's no seats left, but there's a wait list, so
Got it.
you can get on the wait list for that. So they can either register online, come in person, or they can even call and we can register them over the phone. So there's lots of different options, and we're trying to make it as easy as possible so we
understand.
get registered.
Now, where that event, I think, is being held at Morgan Memorial Library, can you go to one of the other 2 branches to pre-register? You don't have to go to the branch
No,
that's
you
being
you
held
can
at,
go
right?
to whichever branch and
Very good.
register
Okay.
At any branch.
Or you said online, which of course
Yeah.
is
Yep.
that's universal
Very
across the
convenient,
system.
yeah.
Yes, very good. And again, they have a very good calendar on there. I think we talked about the fact that, again, you're looking for these events, they'll be on there, but also the fact there's other events that are taking place, year-round, almost every day of the week. So again, finding those things are the ones that you noted about pre-registration if needed, or you want to get a little more information about it. It's a great way to tap into that. So again, check out their calendar on the Suffolk Public Library website. So a little plug in there for there. Moving to the 13th, afternoon conversations with Terry E. Brown. And of course, that's going to be at the Phillips Dawson House. So we're taking it outside the library locations, but still connected. So let's talk about what's going on there.
Well, we're really, really, really excited for this one. We like to work with other groups and things in the community. So we've worked with the Philip Dawson House.
Yes.
This is a program called Afternoon Conversations, which has been going on for a while now. And it's really just to bring those who are interested in like history and different time periods together to talk and discuss. Oftentimes there's different speakers and things
Right.
like that. But this time we have the superintendent of the Fort Monroe National Monument, who will come out and talk about the 400th commemoration of the first landing. if folks, Google it or look it up, the state of Virginia is actually celebrating the 400th commemoration. There'll be events all over the place.
Gotcha.
But this is what we're choosing to do. So we have the superintendent himself coming down to share with the Suffolk community about what's going on, what other events, to talk about the 400th commemoration and the first landing. And I'm really excited. We're happy that we were able to get him to come in and speak. Once again, this one is free and open to the public as well. It's at the Philip Dawson House from 2 to 3 p.m.
Okay.
And we're just looking forward to it. We're really excited.
And I think, again, I keep highlighting as far as what the Suffolk Public Library does, but the partnerships y'all have within the community with other organizations or bringing in folks from other organizations around the state or the area, I think it's great because, again, you're utilizing your own natural resources as far as with staff and their personal background experiences and things that they are knowledge experts about, but bringing in other folks to kind of help bring more information, more knowledge as far as to the community year round. I think that's, again, a great opportunity. I keep tooting their horn, but again, y'all do so much over there, and I don't think people realize everything that's going on at Suffolk Public Library. We're tapping into some of it today, but again, there's things going on year round. I refer you to the calendar. I'll mention that again. Something definitely you want to check out because, again, no matter what your age, no matter what information or what experience you're looking for, I think Suffolk Public Library might have something to offer. You just got to look for it right there, and again, it's all right there. So thank you again in advance for everything that y'all do. So we talked about that. So the 14th and 21st, we have Teen Paint Night. So we have 2 different nights for that, and that'll be at both Morgan Memorial Library and at North Suffolk Library. So a Teen Paint Night. So what are they painting? Again, what is the theme, and what type of materials are needed as well?
So the materials will be provided. The theme for that is they're going to be painting pictures based on different African American artists, based on the African diaspora. So the materials will be provided, and they'll be able to try and recreate some of these pictures themselves.
Got it.
It'll be pretty cool to do that. So
we look at it as a learning opportunity too.
Right,
We try to, be creative and also learn at the same time and have fun while maybe learning about an artist that you didn't know about or someone who made, some major contributions that, may not be well known right now. So we try to mix it up with different types of, activities, history, arts, all music, all type of things.
You never know where the spark is going to come from.
Right.
Now, what is the ages for this? I know we talk about teenagers, but what is the range that y'all kind of look at as far as age?
So that one's 13 to 18.
13 to 18.
Yeah,
okay.
So.
Do you have to have any art experience?
No. So
okay.
So our instructor, they'll usually be hands-on, and they'll sort of help guide them along as they go along. So.
Very good. Now, is it somebody who's on staff that'll be doing the instructing or that aspect of it, or do you bring someone else in from the community?
For that one, I believe it's on staff.
It's on staff. Sometimes, every now and then, we bring someone in from the community, but try to switch it up.
Right.
But we have very talented creative staff
Yes,
as
you
well
do.
at the
Yes,
Suffolk
you do.
Library with
Yes.
a lot of different interests.
Right.
So we have a lot of people who can do a lot of different things, and
Very
that's
good.
why we're kind of able to offer a lot of the things that we are.
And again, that was on the 14th. Now, the one on the 14th will be at Morgan Memorial from 6 until 7:30, and the one on the 21st, same time frame, 6 until 7:30, but again at the North Suffolk location. So I just want to get that out there. Again, 2 different eatings, and I assume if you participate in one, you can also participate in the other one as well?
Totally, yeah. So
Very good.
go to both, get twice the arts.
Great takeaways there. So, but moving on the 16th, a unique event, and I know, Iconocon's coming up a little bit later, but this one, of course, targeted for a month of February. Black and Super African American History and Comics, and that one's being held at Morgan Memorial. So let's talk about that, and as far as what kind of resources and things that'll be available there, because that's a really a little bit longer event, and it's kind of a little structured with some presentations and things mixed throughout, right?
Yes. Like Iconicon, it is like sort of themed about like the fandom of like comics and stuff.
Right.
But the focus is going to be on the history of Black superheroes through our comics. So we'll have like displays and activities themed around that. We're also going to have a bunch of local vendors. Towards the end, we're going to have a panel discussion with several local Black comic cartoonists and creators.
Yes. Nice.
So that'll be nice. There's also going to be a documentary that we're showing called White Scripts and Black Superheroes, detailing about like how a lot of the early Black superheroes that were created, they were mostly created by white writers, so it has an interesting perspective on that. And there will also be a story time and other activities for kids, so we're going to try and like have different stuff for all age categories there, and it should be a fun event and a lot of different activities. Another thing leading up to it, we have a writing contest called Everyone is Super. The winner of that contest will be announced the day of the Black and Super event, and if the willing to, and they don't have stage fright, they can they'll be able to read their story to the crowd that's attended. They have up until February 10th to like submit that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not a long story. It's just a short story between
Right.
400 and 800 words.
Right.
We're gearing it towards kids and teens between 5th and 12th grade. So should be pretty exciting, and we're looking forward to like see the results of that.
Now, so that is already open now as far as
Yes.
for submissions for that. Now, how do they submit? Do they have to drop it off at a library location? Can they do it online, or how is that?
So submissions for that are online. If they go onto the calendar
Yes.
on the day of Black and Super, if they click on that, the submission section is right below the date of that.
Okay, so again, tying everything there, making it easy for everybody to submit. You mentioned documentary, of course, story time, trivia, so that'll be part of it as
Yes,
well.
yes.
Sorry.
There's also going to be a trivia contest themed about Black superheroes
Right.
across different mediums, because
Sure.
there's a lot of popular movies, popular TV shows, and the comics as well. So there'll be lots of good prizes for that. So
And there's also, opportunity to hang out.
Yeah.
A lot of photo opportunities. We'll
Right.
have the, decorate. We'll have the large cardboard cutouts of the different African American superheroes.
screens.
Green screens. We'll have, and it's a time for you can hang out. I know a lot of times the criticism comes that sometimes the African American kids don't see themselves in books and
Right.
in media and this kind of thing. So we decided to, try this event to highlight and learn about when some of these Black characters popped up in
Correct.
the different
Right.
comics and things.
And I think it'd be interesting to see, and I'm sure this will be part of it, to see the evolution of Black superheroes over time. You mentioned about
Right.
the fact of the presentation. Again, you have Black superheroes that at one point in time were drawn by or created by, white cartoonists, but again, that has really changed, especially in today's day
Yeah,
and age.
yes.
But the fact that, how it's evolved in sort of, I guess, sort of the role that they play within comics and also in society as far as with culture and everything like that. Movies, we talked about that. I mean, I'm sure Black Panther will be part of the discussion there as well. It's getting a lot of hype as far as getting their Oscar season, so getting a lot of attention there. So that's great. So again, this is the first time we've done this event, right?
Yes.
Yes, and actually, I couldn't find it. I was looking for other events
Yeah.
like this
Kinda compare and
to
contrast,
look
get
at their
some idea.
marketing
Yeah,
and that kind
yeah.
of thing, and I actually couldn't find anything.
hey,
So
okay.
it
Very
might
good.
be something original. I don't know that
Right.
we created here. So
Nice.
It'll be cool. We're really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we have a lot of the local vendors. Aside from the artists, we have a lot of
Right.
local craft vendors, jewelry makers. There's going to be a cupcake maker as well. So should be pretty cool. So.
We got tough food into a lot of your
Yeah.
events. It's funny how that seems to work.
mean, cupcakes
It brings
are good.
people- yeah, I was
Everybody
gonna
likes
say,
cupcakes.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying it definitely brings people out. So I like that.
Sure.
I like that. Now, where's this event going to be held?
It's going to be at the Morgan Memorial Library.
Okay, very
so it will be from 11 to 2. So.
Cool. Okay. And again, you talked about the contest winners as far as with the essays or the short stories. I think you really talked about. That'll be announced that particular day?
Yes, the winner of that will be announced towards the end, right before we do the discussion panel,
Yes.
around 1:30 or so.
Very good. Okay. Very good. February 20th, moving on, we have Black History Month Tech, and that is also at Morgan Memorial Library. So talk about what's going to happen there. It's about a 6 to 7 o'clock program. So what kind of things will be focused on, and what can people learn?
The Black History Month Tech program is basically learning about some of the African American inventors, in the past, and we will be looking at energy saving motion center. Kids will be able to create one on their own. We'll provide the materials.
Right.
Just as before. Registration is not required on this
Okay,
one.
I was gonna
So
ask you that.
families are welcome,
Good.
kids, teens, they all can come out, and like I said, kind of work with your hands a little
Yeah.
bit and, investigate, figure things out more for, learning in a different way, if
Gotcha.
you will.
Good. And again, that's on the 20th of February, and again at Morgan Memorial Library from 6 until 7 o'clock. On the 23rd, we have Family Black History Month Jeopardy, also at Morgan from 3 until 4. And again, a unique opportunity, and you're obviously carrying the theme throughout the month, but again, focusing on education, history, and learning through there. But what else can we expect through this particular event?
So the Jeopardy event, it's going to be themed similar to like actual Jeopardy,
Right.
with different questions about Black history, pop culture, Black history, and different figures from the past.
Right.
So it will be a good opportunity to like learn about stuff and test people's knowledge of the different
Right.
history and stuff. So
Now, will it be based on teams or individuals, or how would that competition be structured, or how's that going to work?
it is individual based.
Individual based, okay. So you don't have to come rolling with a whole bunch of people
No,
or
no.
anything like that, okay. Very good. Any good prizes? Because again, y'all are known for your prizes.
prizes for that one. I don't know.
Cupcakes?
Well, not sure what the prize is,
Right,
but
right,
I'm
right,
sure it'll
right.
be something great. We do try to,
of course,
get great
of course.
prizes every time. But you can also, for that one, if you want, you can also bring your family. You know, the
cool.
whole
Okay,
family can
yeah,
participate
yeah.
if they want.
But knowledge is always the best prize. So, yes. And on the 26th, we have open mic night, and that one also will be out in the community, going to be held at Kenny's Bistro, and that's from 6 until 7:30. And again, Nathan Richardson, who is very familiar as far as in our community with hosting a lot of different events, will be again hosting this one, correct?
Right.
Yes.
Nathan Richardson, lives in Suffolk.
Yes.
Native, we've worked with him many times before. He came last year and did our Juneteenth event, which was very successful. A lot of people had a lot of fun.
Yes.
Nathan is going to be hosting the event.
Right.
But we welcome everyone to come out. You know, if you have something to say, if you don't, you can come out and watch
Right.
and grab some food from Kenny's Bistro, as he
Yes.
said, one of the new restaurants downtown. But Nathan is really great at, even those that maybe if you don't think you're a poet or you don't think you're a writer, he's
Right.
really great at kind of coaching people to, everybody usually has something to say, maybe you don't know how to write it, that kind of thing. He's really good at coaching people and
Yes.
getting people to speak up
Yes.
and participate. And he works with a lot of the teens as well.
Right.
You know, he works with a group called Teens with a Purpose and the Hampton Roads Youth Poets, and they've gotten some national award winners.
Nice.
You know, some of the teens have gone on to win competitions and things nationally. So he's known, of course, around Suffolk, but in the state of Virginia
Correct.
and
Correct.
nationally
Yes.
as well.
But
So-
I think it's always good when young people have an opportunity to have a voice.
Yes.
And in that environment you talked about earlier, the other event, it can be a little scary sometimes. So, but this one you're up there, and like you said, little gentle encouragement. I'm sure he kind of does.
Oh, yes.
Is it kind of any type of media that you want to portray? I'm sure spoken word, it could be other
Absolutely.
things, music maybe.
Absolutely,
kind of variety.
music,
Yeah.
singing. If you got an instrument or something, you can come. This particular event is geared towards adults.
Got it, okay.
But we do welcome
Sure.
anyone. But yeah, any type of form of art
Okay.
definitely would
Good
work.
deal. Okay. And then the 28th, we're going to wrap it up with Adult Paint Night, and that one's held at North Suffolk Library from 6:30 until 7:45. And again, definitely tying in the theme, using historic heroes and themes from African American history as inspiration. So when we talk about that, again, I'm assuming the materials will be provided, right?
Absolutely, and registration is required for that one because we have limited space.
Gotcha.
That is an adult program
Right.
at the North Suffolk Library, and once again, no experience is required. There will be step-by-step
Got it.
instruction. We have a local artist coming in from the Hampton Roads area as well.
Very good. So again, we talked about a number of events, and you're thinking, well, wait, I didn't catch all that. So certainly you could rewatch the program. We always encourage you to do that. But visit the calendar on the Suffolk Public Library website to, again, connect with these. It'll note where registration is needed. But then you mentioned as well, not only can you do it on the website when you need to, but you could go into any branch location, and that's North Suffolk, Morgan Memorial, and Chuckatuck. So those are the locations there. So again, a great offering here through Suffolk Public Library. We have a couple minutes left in the program. I want to give you each sort of I use the phrase a sales pitch, to talk to people that maybe are thinking about attending some of these events, or maybe one particular one depending upon what they want to do, to get them to come out and participate and see again some of the offerings that y'all have. Certainly we're talking about Black History Month in February here, but again thinking about Suffolk Public Library year round. So you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so year-round there's like always something going on, something different, something unique. I just feel, and it's free, so like just there's really little obligation to like come, so like you can just show up and participate in lots of different stuff, and it's a good opportunity to like learn different things
Yes.
and meet people. So and it's good, I think. So.
Good. Tiffany?
As Corey stated, we always have a lot of great things going on. We do encourage you all to come out and learn and celebrate and reflect with us during Black History Month. We have a lot of things going on. I will have to plug that Black and Super program one last time.
Please,
It's very
yes.
unique. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're really, really, really excited about it. But as you said, parents, check the calendar if you're looking for different things for your kids to do or maybe try out. We do have a lot of different things maybe that you can try if you were, thinking about maybe getting art lessons or something like that. Maybe you can come to the library. We do have a lot of free programs that you can try before you, move forward. And also just an area to hang out, explore, play, learn, and grow. We're always looking to connect with folks and groups in the community, so you might find something that you're looking for if you take a look at our website or our calendar of events.
Good. Well, Tiffany, Corey, thank you both for being with us here today, talking about, again, Black History Month events taking place with your own Suffolk Public Library, so be sure to take part in that. That will do it for this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. We'll see you next time.